1973 Ford Falcon XB GT. The 1970s were a golden era for muscle cars in the US and around the world. Ford's Falcon XB GT, developed in Australia, was one of the most powerful vehicles Ford built at the time. Powered by a 5.7-liter V8 engine, the 1973 Ford Falcon XB GT packed 300 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque, which made it a formidable contender on the roads. With a top speed of 132 miles per hour, the Falcon XB GT wasn't just another muscle car. It was a beast in its own right, keeping up with the American muscle cars of its time like the Dodge Charger and Chevrolet Chevelle. Though the Falcon was never officially sold in the US after 1970, it still made waves in the global muscle car scene, especially in Australia, where it became a beloved icon. (1974) Ford Torino GT Cobra. Moving to the mid-70s, we can't overlook the Ford Torino GT, particularly the Cobra 429 model. With its boxy design and sheer muscle, the 1974 Ford Torino GT was built to leave a mark. Under the hood, this powerhouse was equipped with the massive 7.0-liter Super Cobra Jet V8 engine, producing 375 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. This gave the Torino GT the power to reach a top speed of 136 miles per hour and accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.6 seconds. And it certainly delivered in terms of performance, showcasing a perfect blend of raw power and aggressive styling. 1994 Ford Mustang GT SVT Cobra. Fast forward to the 1990s, and Ford still proved its muscle car credentials with the 1994 Mustang GT SVT Cobra. While the 1990s were a time of stricter emissions regulations that restricted horsepower, Ford's SVT Cobra version of the Mustang still managed to offer an exciting driving experience. Equipped with a 5.0-liter V8 engine producing 240 horsepower and 285 pound-feet of torque, the 1994 Mustang GT SVT Cobra had a top speed of 137 miles per hour. Though not as powerful as its earlier counterparts, this Cobra was a sporty, agile performer, and it remains an underrated gem among Mustang fans today. If you're lucky enough to find one, you can expect to pay around $8,000 for a used model. 1987 Ford Mustang GT 5.0. The 1987 Ford Mustang GT is a significant model in the Mustang's history, as it marked a major restyling of the car, which would carry through until 1993. Under the hood, the 1987 Mustang GT featured a 5.0-liter V8 engine, similar to the 1994 SVT Cobra, producing 225 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. The 1987 GT's lighter Fox body design gave it an edge, allowing it to perform competitively against other muscle cars of its time. With a top speed of 143 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 6.3 seconds, the Mustang GT was a force to be reckoned with. It's no surprise that this model became a fan favorite and a pivotal part of the Mustang's legacy. 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500 Super Snake. In 1967, Ford teamed up with the legendary Carroll Shelby to create one of the most iconic Mustangs of all time, the Shelby GT 500. While the standard GT 500 was a performance monster, the true star of the show was the Shelby GT 500 Super Snake. This model, a one-of-a-kind prototype, was equipped with a 427 cubic inch V8 engine that produced an astounding 520 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. With a top speed of 170 miles per hour, the Super Snake was faster than most of the cars on the road, and it's still regarded as one of the greatest Mustangs ever produced. While only a handful of these prototypes were ever made, they remain highly sought after by collectors today. 2016 Ford Mustang GT 350. The 2016 Ford Mustang GT 350 is a modern classic that blends old-school muscle with contemporary technology. Powered by a 5.2-liter V8 engine, the GT 350 produces 526 horsepower and 429 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the most powerful Mustangs to ever roll off the production line. The GT350 isn't just fast in a straight line. Its precision handling and track-ready features make it a standout performance car. With a top speed of 174 miles per hour, the 2016 Mustang GT350 could rival European sports cars while maintaining its iconic American muscle car appeal. This model was a tribute to the original 1960s Mustangs that set the standard for speed, performance, and style. 2003 Mustang SVT Cobra. In the early 2000s, Ford brought back the muscle car magic with the 2003 Mustang SVT Cobra. This model signified a return to form for the Mustang, with a supercharged 4.6-liter V8 engine that produced 390 horsepower with a top speed of 175 miles per hour. The 2003 Mustang SVT Cobra was a true high-performance vehicle that embraced both power and modern engineering. The Cobra had a refined suspension system that made it a blast to drive on both highways and the racetrack, setting the stage for future generations of Mustang performance. If you're looking for a blend of classic Mustang styling and modern muscle car power, the 2003 SVT Cobra is one of the best examples. If you're enjoying this lineup of Ford's finest muscle machines, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more thrilling car content and the stories behind the legends on the road. 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 is the most powerful Mustang Ford has ever produced. Under the hood is a supercharged 5.2-liter V8 engine that pumps out an unbelievable 760 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque. With these numbers, it's no surprise that the 2020 Shelby GT500 can reach a top speed of 180 miles per hour. This model is designed to handle the track and the streets, offering a blistering performance that makes it a serious contender in the world of high-performance sports cars. It's the perfect example of how Ford continues to push the limits of what a muscle car can do, offering jaw-dropping speed and handling for enthusiasts and collectors alike. 2010 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Released in 2010, the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 took things to a whole new level with its supercharged 5.4-liter V8 engine that produced 540 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. With a top speed of 190 miles per hour, the 2010 Shelby GT500 became one of the fastest production Mustangs ever made at the time. It had a more aggressive look and a refined performance package that made it one of the best muscle cars of the decade. With its iconic Shelby branding, powerful engine, and sleek design, the 2010 GT500 set a new benchmark for Ford's performance cars. / 2013 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 Super Snake. And coming in at the #1 spot is the 2013 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 Super Snake. This car is a true testament to Ford's engineering prowess. Powered by a massive 5.8-liter supercharged V8 engine, the Super Snake produces a jaw-dropping 662 horsepower and 631 lb-ft of torque. With a top speed of 202 miles per hour, the 2013 Shelby GT500 Super Snake is the fastest Ford muscle car ever produced. This model is not only about speed, it's a true track-ready performance machine with a custom suspension and handling features that make it an absolute joy to drive. It's a car that defines the future of muscle cars while staying true to Ford's heritage of power and performance. If you're enjoying this lineup of Ford's finest muscle machines, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more thrilling car content and the stories behind the legends on the road.